National Signing Day 2023 for the upcoming class for Kennesaw State, an exciting one for the Owls. Here on the early signing day, we're joined by the head coach, Brian Bohannon. And coach, a lot of excitement for Kennesaw State football, especially with the announcement in October with the Owls moving to Conference USA in 2024. Given that, how did these then recruits and now new Owls coming in receive that excitement for Conference USA and their visits and the future for KSU?
Well, it's been good, and I think anytime you make that move and you talk about FBS, it gets you in a lot more conversations with recruits, and I think that was immediate for us. So the news has been good. This has always been a place that I think kids are excited about, but I think with the move to FBS and Conference USA, it even got us in a lot more conversations with a lot more recruits about what we're doing, how we're doing it, where we're going.
19 in total for this early signing day class, 10 on the offensive side. And you spoke after this season about changes to the KSU offense. When looking at all of these offensive players, how do you see them fitting into this new KSU offense?
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of the skill sets are very similar to what we've recruited before. I think the areas we talked about, getting a little bigger up front, continue to build that out. We're looking for different running backs and receivers that can make plays. So a lot of it was similar, but I think anytime you change some things and tweak it a little bit, I think it always creates some excitement. I think it does for us and does for recruits. I think it's been positive, and all these guys will fit in really well with what we're going to do.
Well, Coach, let's start out on the offensive end. You bring in 3 quarterbacks going from around the Southeast, and looking at their highlights, I mean, they are in the end zone constantly.
They are. It's a good group. Really we thought about we were only going to take 2, but we found 3 we really liked, and they're all great kids and great players and very productive. Leaders of their football team, which comes with that position. So we're excited about that group.
Got them a couple targets too, one from Georgia, one from Tennessee out at wide receiver.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you got one big, tall David Cole, a big, tall wide out, kind of looks like the prototypical guy we've had here that really is good with the ball in the air. And then Drake Craig, really he can do it all. He can be the running back, he can be the slot receiver, he can be the outside receiver. Offensively, there's going to be some flexibility more than we've had about moving some guys around, and I think Dre's going to fit in that.
And like I said, Coach, you restocked the offensive line. Gatlin Hancock, Corian Watson, Kayla May, Ethan Newman, and Al Hogan. They all seem to have that length you talked about.
Yeah, and that's the one thing we talked about on the move to FBS is we got to grow up front on both sides of the ball, and this is an emphasis for us, and I thought we did a good job of finding a good group that fits what we're trying to get accomplished. We're going to continue to build on that, but it's a really good group. And like I said, that's something we've really put an emphasis on, especially with this move, but we've even started before then, but especially with the move to FBS, getting a little longer, bigger guys to go do what we need to do.
And then on the other side with the defensive line, Puda Walker, Jordan Miles, CJ Donaldson, AJ Miller, Jamar Rux, and Jalen Jarrett. Got some run stuffers and some pass rushers.
Yeah, same. The lines of scrimmage are so important. I mean, the skilled guys get their name in the paper, and they should, but the guys up front, that's really where you win ball games. And I'm pleased with what we got accomplished in this first signing period with our defensive line and our offensive line. We got a little mix of transfers on defense, which is normal for us, but it's a good group. And I think, like you said, you got a good mix of guys. You got some guys that can stuff the run, some guys that can sack the quarterback, a good mix. So we're excited about that group.
And then you complete the defensive class here in the early signing period with a linebacker and a DB.
Yeah, absolutely. We still got room to grow in those areas, but the DB, Therese is incredibly competitive, loves ball, excited about him. Amir Scarver from locally here at South Paulding High School did a great job, and we're excited about him. He actually played a little closer line of scrimmage in high school. We're going to move him out to Sam and let him play out there. I think that's going to be really good for him. So, those guys, I think, are great additions to this class and what we're getting ready to go do.
Last but not least, a state champion specialist in Jacob Ulrich from Mill Creek.
Yeah, we haven't signed a lot of specialists here, and I told him that when I met with him, but he's a punter. It's something that we've got to continue to get better at. Excited about him. He comes from a great program. He didn't get a lot of punts in this year because they were really good, but we're excited about him.
Coach, after this signing day, it's been a unique one. It's pushed back compared to years past. Right up against the Christmas break, what's your plans for Christmas?
Yeah, so not a whole lot. I think for us as a staff, we're looking for a little break right now. We'll go down to my in-laws for a couple of days, but other than that, it's just hang out the house with the family and really just try to decompress a little bit. It's been a lot. It's been a long year. There's a lot going on. with the season, and you got to move to Conference USA, regroup in recruiting and how you're approaching some things. So it's been a lot of moving parts, but I think we're all excited for some downtime and some family time.
And then after that, they'll be here, at least some of these guys and the returners, in the weight room getting ready for the new season, and then one more signing day in February.
Absolutely. So our guys will come back when school starts, and we're going to regroup and retool a little bit as well. It's been communicated already that there's some things we're going to go get better at and do things a little bit better than we've been doing. And I think for us, the target number was 25 in recruiting. So we'll go attack some things in the second signing period. We'll go up to 30 if we can find them. Okay. There's some areas at running back and linebacker in the secondary, some areas that we know we want to go continue to work. And I think it's going to be good. I feel good about what's out there in January to go finish off this signing class of somewhere maybe 25 to 30 guys that are going to be the inaugural FBS class for Kennesaw State football, Conference USA. That's a pretty big deal, so we're excited about that.
We're excited too. Coach, congratulations on a great and promising class.
Thanks, Nolan.